Welcome back to another edition of Tech in the City. My name is Yvonne Pilon, the President and CEO of We Tech Alliance. Tech in the City is a regular video series where we talk about technology, the latest gadgets, and really what the community is buzzing about and the world when it comes to technology. Today, I am joined by Joanne Morency, the Director of Sales and Marketing for Kelcom Wireless. Thank you so much, Joanne, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Yvonne, here at the beautiful Capitol Theater downtown.
Amazing venue, right?
It is, yes.
Let's get into it. What is Kelcom Wireless?
So we are a TELUS authorized dealership here in Windsor. I represent the wireless piece. We've been in business since 1969 as Kelcom, as a larger company. And we represent the communication sector basically in southwestern Ontario, anything from two-way radios to internet and voice over IP, and telephone answering service, and our sister company, Security One.
So you guys do a lot, basically.
We do, yes, we cover it all.
So when it comes to mobile, because I know that's something you work, a space that you work quite actively in, there's a lot of trends happening. We're talking about, tap and pay, augmented reality, artificial intelligence, wireless charging. So what are some of the trends you're seeing when it comes to the mobile space for both the consumer and businesses?
In a nutshell, connected everything. So you just hit it on the head right there. From home to business, IoT is everywhere. So it's been around for quite some time, and most don't even realize it. It's become more or less a hot term the past couple of years, but most definitely it's where the future is going. To your point, augmented reality, virtual reality, they're taking over, and in the coming years, as the adoption rate increases, again, it will skyrocket. And I think access to everything on demand, and I think that's driven by tablets and smartphones that consumers and business owners are carrying nowadays, and being able to access everything on the go. So that's the trend moving forward, most definitely.
I know for me, wireless charging is something I'm so excited about, just as someone who constantly has to charge their battery. What are you most excited for?
I think the small business space, to be honest, and just understanding the art of possibility in the world of wireless for a business owner. Business owners need to be agile at this stage of the game. They need to be able to consider reinventing themselves and moving forward, and how does technology fit into that? But again, in the world of IoT, just in general, there's so much that a business owner can use that data and that information to really drive revenues and profits for themselves, but also just increase the relationship that they have with their own clients. So the small business space right now is really where our sweet spot is, and we're looking forward to the future.
And I love the IoT space. I
Yes.
mean, from whether you're a business or just a consumer, you can put on your sprinkler system or change your thermostat now with just your mobile phone, which is absolutely crazy. So whether you're a business or a consumer, we all have this lovely cell phone.
Yes, they do. Yes,
and
they do.
I know myself, people call me a data hog. And what are 5 ways that, whether again, business or consumer, that you can reduce your bill? Because I know that's always something people are looking at. We're a cross-border town, there's a lot of overages. So what are some tips that you can share?
First of all, for any of us who use data whenever and wherever possible, access Wi-Fi. Make sure you're in a secure environment, but use Wi-Fi to keep your data in check, that's for sure. When you're negotiating with a carrier, just make sure you're negotiating for what you really need, as opposed to what you feel that you've seen on TV or you've heard from friends and family members is what you should have. Make sure to keep it based on real and what you're actually using. Some other key things, if you're a business owner, if you can leverage an employee purchase program of some sort, there are other avenues to keep your costs down in terms of US roaming, especially in our area, and share data. So those are just, I think, some of the key ways in which we can really keep our bills down, and make sure that you keep your eye on your bill every month. So really do your job and do your part to analyze, and then lastly, deal local. And I always say that there's something to be said about face-to-face. There's a lot of shortcuts we can often take for a customer to help them really get the best deal at the end of the day, as opposed to dealing directly with the carrier.
Excellent. And you mentioned a word that's very hot topic in the mobile space is security and safety. Yep. That's something people are concerned about. What are some tips of how you can be more safe and secure, like you said, connecting to a secure network?
Definitely, that's first and foremost, especially for a lot of our consumers, just understanding where it's safe to use Wi-Fi. A lot of public open spots is not necessarily the place that you want to be checking your financial status at that point. And as well, especially on social media, make sure that you have your location services turned off often, and most people don't realize that either. So setting secure passwords and taking advantage of some of the features that your smartphone has, especially fingerprint authentication, that's one way. Setting a strong password as opposed to just 1, 2, 3 to get into your phone, get a little bit more creative to make access to the outside world much more difficult.
Those are great tips. And I want to finish up with digital dependency. We hear that a lot, and I am completely guilty. My phone is actually sitting right behind me right now. I feel like I can't let it go. What can people do, to really, sometimes you need to disconnect.
Yeah. There was once a term work-life balance, and I find that we're now
exist.
saying work-device-life balance, and I think it's just understanding that, similar to what a parent does with a child, to limit access to electronics and television, we're asking ourselves to do the same thing with our smartphone because we're all guilty of it. So just making sure that you set aside time in the day where you're just going to put the device down and power it off. Another easy trick is at night, many people use their phones as an alarm clock. Get yourself an alarm clock and turn your phone off at night. Give yourself that hour before bed to really wind down, power off, and then start your morning off fresh.
Awesome.
So,
thank you so much
you're
for
very
joining
welcome.
us, Joanne. Again, Joanne Morency, the Director of Sales and Marketing for Kelcom Wireless. This is another edition of Tech in the City. We'll see you back soon.